All right. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where tomorrow, Saturday, November 22nd, we are going to have a fight card. I do believe it's going to be in the afternoon in Riyadh. And that is a fight card headed by David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde. On the undercard is Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. This particular video, we are going to talk about the fight between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Also, give you my picks for the fights for the rest of the card that we will be watching. Let's do that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be, talking about this card coming up this Saturday. Honestly, I can't wait to see it. Usually, I'm not very amped up or hyped up about Riyadh season cards, but this particular fight card, I am going to suspend my disbelief and my overall disgust with some of the activities of Turki Al-Sheikh within the boxing world and support this fight because I think, look, there's a really good fight on the card. There's a couple absolutely fantastic fighters on the card. Now, as far as the fantastic fighters on the card, that would be David Benavidez in his fight with Anthony Yarde and my guy Bam Rodriguez, who is on the card as well. I do believe he's fighting Fernandez. But please forgive me if I get that name right. Look, I don't do a lot of prep work for these videos, man. I shoot right from the cuff, man, so I can be as honest and straightforward as I can be. But Bam, I'm looking forward to Bam beating up whoever Bam is fighting. But Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney in the lead-up is probably the most interesting fight for me because it's two American fighters in a marquee weight division fighting for a world championship. So let me repeat that. It is two American fighters in a marquee division fighting for a world championship. Devin Haney is a two-division champion at present, going for a championship in his third division. That must be commended. And you got the young, undefeated thumper in Brian Norman Jr., who just snuck up on a lot of people by winning the title and then defending the title. And now he is in a position where he gets to do what he can do against Devin Haney, defend his title against a two-division world champion. And if he's able to do that, man, we got a new star in boxing, right? So really looking forward to it. Now, what do I think is going to happen? I'm listening to some experts on this one, and I think the highest likelihood combination of things that people want to see happen and what they think will happen is that Brian Norman should stop Devin Haney somewhere in between the 9th and the 11th round. I think, and this is my take from what I've heard from a lot of different people, and I think these are very, very solid points, that Devin Haney is in a tough situation and that his last two performances could only be described as garbage. That's the best way you can describe his last two performances. The fight against Ryan Garcia was a disaster, Osterine aside. And, you know, if you're a member of the Devin Haney crew, you can say, okay, he had Osterine in his system. Let's not count that. You know, he was in a ring and he got beat up by Ryan Garcia. That's not a good performance. Sorry. And by the way, Ryan then jumped out there and lost to Rolly Romero in his next fight. So that debacle did not age well for Devin Haney. And then you have to see the next fight that he had, which was Jose Ramirez, which was let me just tell you, man, the guy looked scared to death. He just looked scared to death, man. It looked like one of those old school Three Stooges movies or something like that, where a dude's just running around in a circle, like with a chicken with his head cut off, trying to run from the other guy. It's just a terrible performance by Devin Haney in that last fight. So he has to go against a guy that is pretty much the exact opposite, because Brian Norman, is coming off a couple sensational knockouts, right? Defending a title that's his. And if you look at the face-off, the lead into this fight and the face-off between the two, several face-offs between the two, I don't like that for Devin Haney, man. I think you got one guy in Brian Norman Jr. that looks like he's dead serious. Like when they're asking him questions about, trying to play kind of games with him to try to get him to say cute things, not ask the same usual questions. They said, what do you think about these fashion? What do you think about fashion? Or what do you think about this guy's outfit? And Brian Norman Jr. is like, man, you're asking me about a guy's outfit? Like, what do I look like? You asking me about what do I think about a guy's fit? Like, I don't care about what this guy is dressed like, man. I'm here to fight, man. You know what I mean? That's what I care about. I care about fighting. And then you see Brian Norman catching Devin Haney when Devin Haney is saying stuff like, I'll hate, what is something like, you reach, I'll teach, using kind of basically the same phrases that Floyd Mayweather Jr. would say, right? You violate, I demonstrate. If you violate, I demonstrate, right? That type of stuff. Just copying them. And Brian Norman said, man, look, be yourself, man. So my fear for Devin Haney in this fight is that not only because Brian Norman recognizes the things about Devin Haney that Devin Haney is copying off other people, if that transitions into Brian Norman Jr. knowing that Devin Haney's not real and that he is copying people in the ring, dog, you can wind up with the 9th, 10th round knockout of Devin Haney, because Brian Norman Jr., as long as his feet are fast enough to try to cut off the ring with Devin Haney and make Devin Haney fight and not allow Devin Haney to grab him and move and grab and just jump in there like that and try to skate his way to a decision victory, it's going to be ugly, man. It's going to be ugly. And Devin Haney is going to have to sit there and fight. Plus, Devin Haney is now putting on even more and more weight. So his ability to move and skate around at a full 147 may go away. Any way you cut it, man, this is a very, 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 very dangerous fight for Devin Haney. When I see Devin Haney in the last face-off with Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney is just bouncing around, trying to look like he's trying to take it like he's super lighthearted, being kind of goofy, acting like he's slipping punches, and Brian Norman Jr. is just staring at him, just looking like Marvelous Marvin Hagler, staring at him dead in his eyes, like, man, I'm not playing with you, man. You're playing a game, and I'm not playing with you. So that young country boy from Atlanta, Georgia, man, he's going to have his opportunity to show what he's going to do. I think that this fight will probably steal the show. As far as who I got myself in the fights, I'm going to go with, obviously, Bam Rodriguez. I'm going with David Benavidez, Bam Rodriguez. Man, I'm probably going to go with Brian Norman Jr., man. I'm going to go with Brian Norman Jr. for the win on this over Devin Haney. And I think it may be by stoppage. It's what it's looking like to me, man. It's what it's looking like to me, man. I don't think Devin Haney really wanted this fight. I think Devin Haney was put in the situation to have to take this fight. And this is just a different type of animal than Devin Haney's ever have to be in the ring with. This guy's not worn out like Regis Prograis, all due respect. He's not worn out like Jose Ramirez, all due respect to Jose Ramirez. He's not worn out like Yuriokas Gamboa. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not unfocused like Ryan Garcia, who still did a job on him. It's just, this guy is he's not Antonio Moran, right? And it's been so long since Devin Haney's been able to hurt anybody. And there's this whole just general air around Devin Haney that he's not real. Then I'm thinking that bubble might just get popped this weekend. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.